In Millennials and Money, according to AARP, 1/4 of the 40 million caregivers in the U.S. are 35 and under. The number of family caregivers in the U.S. increased by 9.5 million just during the past 5 years, which means more people are struggling with the decision to leave work, go part-time, and take care of a parent or grandparent. Well, joining us now is Grace Whitting, President and CEO of the National Association for Caregiving, and Susan Reinhard, Senior VP of the Public Policy Institute at AARP. Hello to you both. And what are you seeing as people find themselves in these tight financial positions?
That's true. Once somebody gets involved, especially when it's many years of family caregiving, we do find that a question they have is, do I need to stop working? And what happens to our finances once that happens? We find that half of family caregivers already say they are having a financial impact. Many of them are not saving the way they should, or they're taking on more debt using their short-term personal savings. And on top of this now with the coronavirus situation, we can only imagine that could be worse for them.
Tell us more about the number of people considered caregivers.
Yeah, I mean, we estimate it's roughly 53 million Americans. So that's 1 out of 5 people. And out of that group, 48 million are caring for adults. And what was interesting there is that in those households of people caring for adults, there were 3 million children who the caregiver said there's a child in the house that's also helping me with the caregiving responsibility. So what you see is that this is really a family affair. This is something that impacts not just the person who needs care, but also the caregiver and the people around them.
What resources are available?
I think one of the great resources is the consumer-facing work that AARP does. So if you go to aarp.org/caregiving, there's a lot of information about caregiving. There's coronavirus-specific information and a chance to connect with other people. And that was something that came out in the report that time and time again is that 1 out of 4 people said that they felt alone and isolated. And that's it's always better when we can do things together. But the other thing I would say is that NAC, my organization, has partnered with other national caregiving nonprofits to put out a community statement on what we see as the major issues facing families during COVID-19 and a list of resources. So that includes groups like the Elizabeth Dole Foundation and the Rosalind Carter Institute for Family Caregiving. And that's at caregiving.org.
What do business owners need to be aware of with millennials or across the board in all ages doing a lot of caregiving?
Well, just Grace mentioned this is a family affair. It's also across generations. So we have 6% are Gen Zs. 1 in 4 is a millennial. So we often think, which is true, the average caregiver is close to the age of 50, like 49 and change, so to speak. But this, giving an average just belies, when you're talking 53 million people, that this is across ages, right up to the greatest generation. So from a business perspective, many of the family caregivers we're talking about are employed by business people that should be aware that they need to offer them flexibility. 60% of family caregivers who are working say they don't have access to paid leave. So these are business decisions that are going to be really critical to make sure that family caregivers can work and can have an income to support their families.
Our thanks to both of you. This is a topic that's hitting a lot of people right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Stay well.
Yeah. For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.